which is why I said the hell with you. And then he punched me in the face and gave me this this fat lip here. So that's all how these things happen.
Wow. Well, you
That's
shouldn't talk to midgets like that.
well,
I
I
mean,
didn't
it's
think
messed up.
he was on a stool, and I'm just like, well, he can't get his balance up, and the next thing you know, boom,
Yeah, well, I
right in the
mean,
face.
leprechauns are always able to do shit like that. It's near St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I figured out they had the invincible powers. But the funny thing is that I sound like I have a dip in. So,
That's good.
but fun fact, I did buy Big League Chew, so that could be a reason why that happened. And not this Canadian Big League Chew. I bought me some American Big League Chew from Dick's Sporting Goods because it actually has sugar in it, not aspartame. So I'm like, all right, cool.
That's nice. That is nice.
So welcome to Face Off Hockey Show. We did a cold opening just because we felt like it. And Johnny wasn't supposed to be here, and I put on the Facebook post he wasn't supposed to be here, but now he's here, and I feel like a silly goose because I didn't
I
read
was
my
not
email.
supposed to. Well, see, I wasn't supposed to be here, and we have a lot of face-off hockey shows.
Everyone's a
I
Face
was
Off.
not supposed to be here tonight, but the flight of oh God, I forgot to start the encoder, so I will be doing that some other point this week. Maybe Friday. I got all thrown off with the new screen and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, apparently my friend from Italy, who was supposed to be here tonight, is stuck in Atlanta, where the
That's
players
the
play.
worst place to be stuck, I think.
She told me that there were uh, no hotel rooms or something to that effect, so she has to stay at the airport tonight. Not in Columbus either. So
Wow.
The so the airline didn't even like pitch in to get her a place to stay.
no,
That's
that's what
terrible.
she
That's pretty
told me.
garbage.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
It's the
So
last time she flies with Mamma Mia Airlines.
yep. Well, it was the Italian airline,
Oh,
but I don't know why they don't fly out of Baltimore. So I'm assuming that it's an American airline system once it hits Atlanta. So yeah,
well, yeah. If it's not a direct flight, then yeah, it's an American carrier getting you to your final destination afterwards, because you probably had to clear customs through Europe and then have to do it that way.
yeah, yeah. But she is in the United States. Um, I went on TrackPhone, the website today, and apparently you can get some pretty cheap burner phones if you have a stalker or somebody that you want to give, your phone number to, and then you just break the phone in half and throw it in the trash like all the good spies.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much. Track phone, it could be one of the greatest things ever invented for burner phones. Not great for police and tracking your stuff, but overall a great one in particular.
yeah, I'm fine with it. It's great. So yeah, so yep, that's why I am on the show. That's the story of being on the show.
Yeah, Johnny was a game time decision. He said he was out, and the next thing you know, hey, ATL shouty, and then that happened, and now he's on the show, and it's all of
Well,
us
I'm
here.
not gonna lie. I fully debated sleeping on my couch, but I decided, the show must go on. That's what Sean told us.
Well, the show is going to go on without you regardless.
That is true. That's true.
So you coming on the show is a big
Is
bonus.
it tonight rivalry night?
Always rivalry night, son. What you know about rivalry night?
Are the Caps playing the Penguins tonight?
Probably.
Indeed,
Odds
they
are.
are.
Oh,
They
Hey,
are. It starts
yeah.
at 8.
starts at
Ah,
8, don't be late. You're late, you're a son of a bitch. Actually, get there at 8:10 because that's when things really go down because you get that 10-minute interlude and they do the anthems all there because of crazy crap. So there's that going for them.
after the
Uh,
last game, maybe they'll just start off with a fight.
that'd be great. See if the Caps can run. Was it 4-0-0 this season against the Penguins? Some kind of crazy
I
bullshit.
think it's three right now.
Yeah. So
They've scored 9 goals, got scored on 3 times.
hmm.
Yeah,
Braden Holtby a beast in net against the Penguins.
looks like it.
So you got that going for him. It really feels like I have a lip in, and I don't know. I can mush it around. I'm like, all right, so it's probably not AIDS. So I'm glad about that.
Yeah, that is
Um,
good. That's good.
Everything else I have no idea about, so we'll find out if
What
it gets.
what did you do?
I don't
Is
know.
this,
Like I
is this
woke
a
up.
drinking incident?
No, I woke up yesterday or last night, and I had a fat lip. That's it.
Do you beat yourself up when you sleep?
I think I might. This could be a Fight Club situation. I really don't know. Um, I'm not going to rule that out for sure. But I wake up and next thing I know, I got a fat lip. I'm like, all right, cool. And not even the Sum 41 song. Like that would have been annoying. More annoying, actually. So you know what? Yeah. I think we're good. So, Johnny, what else happened in your week, buddy?
What else happened? Not a whole lot. I went to watch soccer on Saturday morning. Got snowed in the city, and I left on Sunday afternoon. So that was fun. I hung out with Death and Bailey, and Virginia for the weekend, pretty much. Um, we watched the Daniel Bryan story, which was nice. I got to see some WWE Network in full effect.
How do you like the network? Are you a big fan of the network?
It seems like it's pretty good. There's some good documentaries and all that jazz. So, yeah, I watched. Saturday we watched a soccer game, Guardians of the Galaxy, Blazing Saddles, Clue, and half of one of the seasons of The Flight of Conchords.
I like it. Good work. Did you?
That's a lot of watching.
Yeah.
Now who were you with? You were with the Matthew Death.
Yes,
Character?
I was with the Death.
Was he bragging that he was going to Florida? Was that his thing?
He was not. He was not. He did tell everybody that he forgot a raincoat though, so that's biting him in the ass right now.
Yeah, because the team won't provide those at all, and he can't buy those in Florida anywhere. Those are
Probably
not a big.
They're
commodity.
very scarce in Florida. It's like a snow shovel in Baltimore.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. So
I don't even think they sell them anymore around here.
how about you just buy garbage bags, Matt Death, and just do it that way, poncho style.
You
Like
could-
not poncho from Chips, but just poncho in general.
Yep, that could work. So that was pretty much my entire weekend. Oh, and I did forget one extremely fun thing though. We went to Slodge in Baltimore and Fells Point to watch soccer, and all of a sudden we had decided that it had gotten really cold in the bar. It seemed like there was air coming through the windows, and all of a sudden you turn around, and you could quite literally see snow coming through the windows. Like it was that drafty that you could see the snow particles coming through the windows.
Oh, I thought the snow was so high it was just pushing its way through the windows. Okay.
No. We were on the second floor.
I was gonna say that's a lot of snow.
Yeah. The little cove in Fells Point right there was all frozen. You couldn't even see across the harbor. There was so much like snowiness in the air. Yeah, all in all, it was a good weekend.
Very nice. It's good that you had a good weekend. If I could talk properly. Mark with a C. How was your weekend? Was your weekend as adventurous? Did you get any WWE Network time in?
I had 0 WWE Network time. It was very it was lacking on the WWE Network. But otherwise, good. I got trapped in Severna Park helping my buddy Kirby move his father's things from one living place to another living place, and then it started snowing, and I could not get my car out of Severna Park. So that was fun. John was trapped in Baltimore. I was trapped in Severna Park.
Perfect. Always good. Did you have any adventurous times with people watching movies and soccer and such?
No adventures, none at all.
Oh, okay.
Yep, no adventures.
This is terrible.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any more wedding planning?
No,
Okay.
no more of that.
Right.
Yeah. I wish
Wait a
I
minute.
could
That
help
could be, wait. That's very ominous to say. No more of that. Either you got eloped, or there's no more in the picture. Either way, hilarious circumstances, I'm sure.
There's still a wedding, but
Okay.
nothing else coming up.
There is no further information to be given. That's good. I guess it's mine now.
How about you, Scotty?
Yeah, no. Came back on Thursday. It was 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So I didn't need even jacket. So that was fun. We finally
In
just
Calgary?
Yeah.
Wow,
Did you
that's
take off
warmer
your
than it was
pants?
here.
Take off your pants and jacket?
Dude, pants, jacket, and then the customs guy's like, listen, we don't need this. I'm just like, no, let it happen. Just let it happen. So I got back here. It's been pretty warm the past couple of days. It's actually been cold and snowing, but it's been quite relaxing coming back and warming up than what it was when I was back home. Which I still can't get over how cold it was when I was out there. It's insane. Uh, Flights went as flights go into Minnesota and then into Calgary. I love the Minnesota airport. It could be my favorite airport ever. Uh, just for the sheer fact that it's got a mall and it's got Chick-fil-A. So I'm all about that. So it's the best. It's the best stop layover I ever had, except for that flight attendant in Yuma. Am I right, fella? Ha! Anyway, yeah. Other than that, it was about the entire week at work, at the actual work. We got a new time card system, which is I would say worse than Hitler, and
Wow,
apparently
that's bad.
it is pretty bad. It's not a good time card system. It's terrible. You can't punch in early, but you can punch out early, and they're going to track every single second. So yeah, they're being real dicks about that. But we got a new deal, so boom, take that. We're going to get some kind of hopefully some kind of retro pay, which will hopefully allow me to get the hell out of that joint. So we'll see how that all goes. But yeah, that was the week. I was thinking about starting to read this book, Mia. It's called He Shoots, He Saves. It's a story about collectibles. Um, I think I mentioned this like last week or something like that, or at least I mentioned it to Johnny. And it's got all kinds of crazy
You did
shit.
tell me about it.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy shit about just giveaways and merchandise and memorabilia. So I'm like, this seems like an awesome book. So it's about, good God, it's 280 pages? 271 pages? Shit. Oh, man, I missed, oh, and they thank Sportsology.net. Oh, I miscalculated this completely. Oh, no. Well, then, this book's in the garbage.
Yeah, throw that out.
Jesus Christ. I also got a book about, is it an autobiography? Let's look. Because I bought books when I was in Maryland. I bought this one because it was only $6.99. It's the Eli Gold's autobiography. He's done stuff for Alabama, NASCAR, the NHL, wrestling, all kinds of crazy shit. So yeah, I'm gonna read this one. Got Vern Lundquist as the forward. And it was actually $3 if you look really closely. They scratched out the $6.99 and they put the $3 on there, and I got it for
Wow.
$3.
That's a
$3
$3
autobiography. Yeah, man, I'm all about that. $3 Southern guy book, sure.
They
Why
didn't.
wouldn't I?
They didn't have a thanks to Sportsology.net, did they?
Let's find out. Thanks to R. Cohen. Wait a minute.
Son of a.
That'd be something if there was. 2009 this was written. Yeah, no, nothing. Looks
Oh,
good.
thank God.
This looks clean. I don't have to throw this $3 book away.
This one's clean.
But as you know, I'm not that much of a reader, so because I actually had to go back and think what was the last book I read, and I couldn't think offhand what the hell it was. And I'm looking at my bookshelf, and I really can't think of what the hell it was. I think it was either the Making of Slapshot or the Art of Scouting, and that was like 3 years ago. Nope, that's a lie. The Instigator. It was that Gary Bettman book. It took me a year and a half to finish because I'm lazy. Last book you guys read. Go.
The
The last book that I
Game of
read.
Thrones book.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. I think the last book that I read was Bill Goldberg's autobiography.
Oh wow, how was that?
Yeah. It was pretty good, actually. It's exactly what you would have expected it to have been.
Spear.
Yes.
Spear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. It comes right at you. But then what it did make me do is I then watched
Order the
nearly an
network.
hour of Bill Goldberg YouTube videos.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you, right?
Right. The top 10 Bill Goldberg entrances. Oh yeah.
It's funny because on the topic of wrestling books, the NHL History Girl was telling me that she read Hulk Hogan's autobiography, and it's as self-indulgent as you would think an Hulk Hogan autobiography would be. A lot of brothers in there, and a lot of stuff about his own self-worth.
That's good. Did you?
That'll happen.
Do you get vitamins?
No, but you can say there's a prayer book in there as well. So there's
Well,
that.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You have to buy your own damn vitamins? That sucks.
Yeah, well, he's got a thing with GNC, so you go buy your vitamins there. You get 20% off if you show the book. To date, only 3 of those refunds have actually ever been put forth.
And they were all him.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, he's going through a divorce. He doesn't have the money anymore. He doesn't have those endorsements, so he has to go ahead and
That's true.
he has to go ahead and make his own way.
The residuals from what was it? Thunder and Lightning. Probably is it
Thunder in Paradise, sir.
Thunder in Paradise. Oh, I was way off.
What you're thinking of is Jesse Ventura as White Lightning and Willie Mays Hayes as Black Thunder. Thunder and Lightning, the motion picture from Major League 2.
That's right. That is right.
That was probably one of the best things. I wish that was actually a movie. Or even a YouTube short. Speaking of YouTube shorts, you see that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers deboot movie trailer they put online? Holy shit, is that violent. James Vanderbeek is the villain. That's really all you need. James Vanderbeek is a villain and has a robotic leg. Gotta go check it out. It's a 15-minute trailer. It could be the most violent thing I've ever seen.
Was he supposed to be one of the Rangers? I couldn't put that together.
I don't think so. I think he was supposed to be one of the government agency. He could have been Zordon for all I know.
That's true.
He almost seemed like he was the one who was a ringleader in all this.
Maybe he was playing Zordon. Maybe that's why he had a metal leg, because Zordon couldn't really get around all that well.
Zordon was just a floating head, yeah.
He was trapped in that thing.
That tube of just gooey goodness.
Yeah, whatever that stuff was.
I don't know what that's all about either. I was just like, how do you do that? How are you that Zordon? Like, of course James Vanderbeek would be Zordon. He was Dawson, for Christ's sake. But yeah, had some Chick-fil-A in the. By the way, Chick-fil-A in airports, and that's not anything that's not like a mall. It's terrible. It's so dry, and they don't give you honey mustard. So I think that's a farce against humanity. So I can't go hide it around places in the airport.
Why no honey mustard? That's the best part.
I don't know. I asked for honey mustard. You put it in the machine, and then when I got my bag and left, I'm like, all right. I assumed honey mustard was in there. Alas, here I am looking like the fool, as there is no honey mustard. Now I'm sad. Now I've got like 17 barbecue packets from Wendy's because they're just like we don't know how to stop. We're just gonna throw all this sauce in a bag and you deal with it. So it's like, well, this is way too much sauce, Wendy's. She's like, well, my dad was adopted. I'm like, well, I don't even know what that means. Why are you even here? Like, this is really weird, and I don't know where we're going with this.
The end.
And that's the story of Arbor Day. All right. Have we subsequently wasted enough time? I think. Anybody else got any antidotes? Because we got injury reports and not much else. So we have time to bullshit even more. But if you want to get the bullshit in now while we're thinking of it, or have time to think about it, speak now or forever hold your pee.
I have to hold my pee?
Well, you got wireless headphones now. You can go do whatever you want. We just can't hear you when you come up with these ideas.
Is there anything worse than falling while you're walking up the steps?
Ooh, no. That's... you know
I
what?
definitely just caught my foot going up the steps and fell like right on my face. I caught myself. I'm that kid.
Stubbing your toe when you know you're going to stub your toe and you can't... It's like, I'm not going to stub my toe this time, and then you still do it.
That's worse than falling while you're walking up the steps?
I think so. Because, falling when you're walking up the steps, you're just, you slip. When you stub your toe, when you don't want to stub your toe, like which is ever, when you're consciously, I'm not going to stub my toe, you feel like a fool because you're just like, well, how did my little toe, this small little target, hit this goddamn bed fucking wheel? How did this happen? How dare you? I'm a fuck up. This is why I didn't graduate college. That's what I go through in my head.
I went downhill quickly.
I have some issues. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so that's falling up the stairs is pretty bad though, because if you catch your shin and it's just gives me the heebie-jeebies just thinking about it.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't mean
No,
to
it's
bring
fine.
the show
No,
down.
it's okay. No, Mark, you have any discussions on this?
I can't move that fast, so I haven't fallen up or down stairs in quite a while.
Well, I'm surprised you haven't fallen downstairs, to be quite honest with you. But I'm sure you have railings akimbo in your stairway of death.
I do. There's lots of things holding people up.
Like what?
Lots. Like the chair that you can take up and down the steps. I have one of those.
Dude, oh my God! Like, are you gonna keep that once it's all done, said and done with, just because you're lazy?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even need it. It's great. So I could go downstairs and make a cup of coffee and grab a bowl of cereal, and I don't have to carry either one of them because I put a tray on it too.
Oh, dude, you.
I'm thinking about putting a track from the staircase out and around to like the bathroom sink, around the bed, and then just a big loop to go back down the steps to the kitchen, and then a big loop. It's like a Hot Wheels track. That's what I'm thinking of doing.
You know what? That honestly could be the greatest idea you ever thought of.
And then maybe I'll put a loop-de-loop in the middle.
Oh, wow.
Dude. Now we're going bizarre. Here's the thing: you can't have your cereal there.
That's true. I'll have to. It's like a, I have to make sure the cereal's done by then.
You have to eat the cereal and drink your coffee before you get to the loop-de-loop.
Yeah, or else I'll learn one way or another.
The stair chair could be the greatest invention known to man. And I am putting TV and radio in this as well.
How much do you think it costs to install a stair chair?
Do you know the answer? And we're just going to guess? Oh, okay.
No.
I'm going to have to say, I'd say $7,500. Just for labor.
I was hoping it'd be less than that. But I think you're probably right, because the pulley system has to be pretty expensive.
Yeah, and I think just overall, just how all that metal, like all the parts in itself is just a bitch.
Yeah, but IKEA could make that in like a flat box for like $35.
Yeah. Well, according to Jim T. Miller of the Huffington Post, a straight stair lift is one that travels in a straight line up a flight of stairs uninterrupted by landings, bends, or curves, and costs between $3,000 and $5,000 installed. Curved lifts, however, are much more elaborate and will go around corners, bends, and changes in direction. Let me see if I can find...
I hope they're quick changes in direction.
Curved lifts are also much more expensive, typically running between $10,000 and $15,000.
Wow.
Or more, depending on the complexity of the installation. So don't put one on a spiral staircase. It could get really expensive.
Or put one in a spiral staircase. It's like that thing at Ocean City where they drive you to the top and you have that little car that goes down and down and down and down and down.
Yeah, that's nuts. At that point, it's like an elevator.
Well, yeah, loving an elevator, living it up when you're going down, ladies. Don't know what that means. Why?
So you could probably, though, if you spend a decent amount of money on this to like get it to go all the way around your house, I bet you could charge people to ride the stair.
Yeah,
stair
especially
chair.
drunk people.
Yeah.
Mainly drunk people. That's not a terrible business. You could recoup your losses in a big way.
Unfortunately, Medicare does not cover stair lifts, but many states offer Medicaid waivers that will pay for lifts for those who qualify.
What's the difference between Medicare and Medicaid?
I don't know. Ask Obama.
Listen, Obama. Dear President Obama, why are you charging us for things that we don't need? P.S.
How do you get to qualify for a stair chair?
Good point. Good question.
Like, what do you have? But I want one. Do you have to take a test that physically shows them that you cannot walk upstairs?
I think you have to be somewhat debilitated enough that you can't walk or you struggle walking. Like if you have shitty lungs. So Johnny, you could possibly get a stair chair.
Yeah. It is hard for me to walk up my steps.
Yeah, I think overall, I think you have to be debilitated somehow, some way. I know old people have it, so that's pretty something. Yeah, so I think you have to be old and debilitated and have bad lungs. So Johnny, when you hit 40, just try to qualify.
Yeah, I'll just keep asking around.
Yeah, you work in the industry. How dare you? How dare you ask us when you have an in?
That's true. Somebody will. I bet someone has a spare stair chair sitting around that I could use.
How great would that be? Yeah, you know what, John? I got this out in the garage. I'll lend it to you.
It's like an '80s stair chair. They upgraded, but that one still works perfectly fine.
Listen, it works perfect. Don't worry about it.
It's just cracked leather with duct tape over it.
It's the Webster model. Don't worry, it's fine. You'll be okay.
Yes.
Yeah, stair chair is quite the invention. I'm not going to lie to you.
But the only way that the stair chair, well, actually, no, I'm sorry, that's the hover round. The hover round is only worth it if you get that claw thing that you can grab stuff out of your cabinets with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. First off, how do you put that shit in the cabinets?
Someone else does it.
Okay, so,
You use the claw thing?
like that seems a little tedious. Like, first off, if you know you're gonna have to use the claw a second time and it's a bitch to do, why wouldn't you go ahead and just put it like on the counter, the refrigerated stuff in the refrigerator, and then boom, everything else on the counter.
You've seen the turning radius on those things, right? But you would just make like a racetrack in your house of like canned goods off to the side. And then you'd figure out where the cord is in your house and run over to it, pick it up off the floor, and go.
It's almost like guts. It's almost like guts. You have to go and you travel and you go and there's nothing like guts actually.
No.
So
Guts.
I love that the one time where we had the was it us that did the comparison between the Guts theme song and the Harlem Heat theme song?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a good time. The shit I remember on this show.
We pretty much established that they're close, right?
It's pretty much the same thing. One's slowed down a little more, and one's got a little more synth to it.
Yeah,
but
they had to
pretty
have been the same composer.
Or somebody heard it and just like, got it. But here's the thing: what came first, the Guts theme song or Harlem Heat?
Guts. Chris Jericho and Diamond Dallas Page, their WCW theme music was Chris Jericho's was Even Flow, rearranged slightly, and Diamond Dallas Page's was Smells Like Teen Spirit, very slightly rearranged.
Was Jericho's Even Flow or was that Raven?
Nope, that was definitely Jericho.
Yeah, Raven's finisher was the Even Flow. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would play it for you, but I can't because you won't be able to hear it.
No.
I'm gonna play it right now so I can hear it, but you won't.
Okay, you go ahead. I downloaded like when I scanned some of my CDs to put on my iPod. I put the WWF theme song Volume 4, and it's funny every time I'm listening to music. I'm like, all right, cool, some rockin' music, and then it's next thing I hear is, well, it's the big show. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on? I scare myself that WWF theme songs are coming my way. Like, what the hell?
Yeah. They might be bad, though, if you're just, like, relaxing at your house all of a sudden, like, laying on the couch, getting ready to read a book, and it's like, and you're like, ah!
It's funny, they don't even have the real Stone Cold Steve Austin theme song.
No, they don't.
They have the remodeled one. It was Kick a Lot of Ass. It's by the guys who want to be Rage Against the Machine, and they did the DX fucking song and everything like that. And yeah, they did a Steve Austin theme song. So that was interesting. I'm gonna click this link that Marcus with a C. Chris Jericho's second WCW theme. Come on, load, you son of a bitch. Oh, ads, cocksucker. Anyway. Best wrestling theme song.
I'm not going to go with The Rock. I'm probably going to, I think Jericho's first WWF theme song was the best. Was one of the best.
Isn't that still his theme song now? Break the Walls Down?
Yeah, is that still the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that one.
I always
Yeah.
liked Ken Shamrocks.
What was Ken Shamrocks? I'll me a few bars.
I have it on my iTunes.
Well, play it.
I
Kick it.
can't. I don't know it off the top of my head. I'll find it. I will send it to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you had it like literally you could plug it in and then away we go.
No, it's not on my phone or anything like that.
Ah, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Yeah, Ken Shamrock was the man. That was before that MMA crap. That was real cage fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And it was the Ultimate Fighter. Guys in karate gi just going at it. Best WWE. I still got to go with Nature Boy. I got to still 2001 Space Odyssey just kicking in. It's like it's regal. It's going to take him 45 minutes to get to the ring, and he's not the song's not even done yet, so that's fine.
Ric Flair
Ric
should
Flair.
have a third chair.
Yeah, Ric Flair. I was gonna say that his entrance music takes forever.
They could just run a stair chair from the back locker room all the way out to the ring, and he
Yeah.
just sits on it, and while the music's playing, and it like takes him out to the ring. That'd be fantastic.
there's a channel that I watch on YouTube called Two Best Friends Play, and they play a lot of video games and stuff, and they do playthroughs and all, which is all the rage now. That's why Twitch got bought up by Google for like $2 billion because people do that, and it's lucrative business, and it's the third highest website behind like Google and something else in terms of views. And their hypothesis is that Ric Flair is actually an ancient Egyptian mummy who keeps wrestling through the ages. So he's a time traveler, but he never dies. So he wrestled King Tut and still wrestles to this day. So I'm like, that's an interesting theory, and I subscribe to that theory as well.
Is that like the Nicolas Cage vampire theory?
Yeah, I think it is, and the Keanu Reeves vampire theory as well. Keanu Reeves vampire theory is a new one out there. You should check that one out. It's pretty much the same premise as the Nick Cage one.
Okay.
But the Nick Cage one could be real because he bought a pyramid to be buried in, so he's got that going for him. And on that note,
Vampires don't bury themselves in pyramids. It's just ridiculous.
they could bury themselves wherever the hell they want to be buried. Just not in front of a mirror store because they wouldn't be able to see themselves. Maybe that's where they get buried. Then they don't exist anymore because no one sees them.
And then you just keep running. Maybe that's why you keep tripping on the steps.
Vampires?
It might be. I might have a vampire.
Or you're a vampire and there's just a lot of mirrors on your floor.
That could be it too.
Because we know what kind of stuff you're into. Anyway, injury report. What that mean? You gave me a perfect segue to injury report and I didn't take it. Damn.
See what condition my condition was in.
Of day to day falling up steps.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
By the way, this USB cord that's 8 feet long that I bought for my travel thing is far too much.
It's a lot of USB.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's got several adapters to it, too. And anyway, one guy who needs an adapter is going to be for his collarbone, and that's Patrick Kane. He is out 6 to 10 weeks after getting cross-checked and then falling into the board shoulder first. So he is out for a significant amount of time, probably up to the first round of the playoffs. So that's a big hit to the Chicago Blackhawks. But it was a week for big names to be out of action, including Ryan Miller, who is projected to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a lower body injury after being run into by his own teammate. That seems to be a common occurrence nowadays with Canadian goalies and their teammates, as Robin Lehner last week diagnosed with a concussion and Clark MacArthur with a concussion after their run-in. So Ryan Miller, he's out for a bit. Rick Nash has got neck spasms. He's day-to-day, but aren't we all? Henrik Zetterberg's got an upper body injury. He's day-to-day, aren't we all? David Krejci, 4 to 6 weeks after a knee injury. So that's a big hit for them, especially for the Bruins, just because who knows if they're going to make a trade now, especially with Krejci out. They know they have monies there, and they need something to fill that void. Who the hell knows what's going to happen with them? Also, fun fact, Patrick Kane put on long-term injury reserve, so his pro rate at $6 million is off the cap. So that's pretty good for them. They can actually be active on Monday, which is when the trade deadline is, oddly enough. Ray Emery, lower body injury day-to-day, and Keith Kincaid lower body injury day to day, so he won't be able to follow the Partridges around.
Boo.
You know, come on, get happy. Jarrett Cowan suspended for 3 games after his late hit on UC Jokinen. So Jarrett Cowan doing something and then getting suspended for it. That's a damn shame. Did you guys take a picture of the Stadium Series? Because that thing happened.
I wasn't there.
I saw John Fogerty perform. He looked like Don Imus. He looked like can't remember who else they said. What's his name? Who's getting the sex change?
Bruce Jenner?
Yeah, Bruce Jenner. He looked like. Then Melissa Etheridge came in that second and third period, and between the second and third period, and just brought the house down. I don't know. I was actually taking a shower when that was going on to hide my tears and to get ready for work. So there's that. But the Kings won 2-1, and that was the thing. The numbers on the jerseys were abnormally large. Did you see this, gentlemen?
I did not.
See any of this. This was while I was snowed in.
That's you could have had it. It was on the NBCSN. See if I can find this and do a Scotty screen share gimmick. Come on, you sons of bitches. This is all last year's stuff. I don't want last year's stuff. Give me this year's stuff, people. I want to see how large these jersey numbers are. Why are you yelling? Stop. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What is this year? 2015? Yeah. what year is this? 2015? All right, cool. God damn it! Like seriously, they have all the good non-good views of it. But anyway, but apparently they said the closest seat was like third level on the like Nassau Coliseum. Like that's how far back people were when it came to being at Levi Stadium. Here we go. Here's the numbers. Start the screen share. Look at how big those shoulder numbers are. Like that's legit the size of the shoulder numbers they had.
That's way too big.
That's far too big. That's exactly the size of it. It looked really
They're
ridiculous.
almost as big as the numbers on the back.
Yeah, it was pretty goddamn ridiculous in my estimation. So yeah, that was a thing that happened. It was pretty damn dumb.
Who won?
The Kings 2-1.
Good for them.
2-1. Yeah, they did the thing. Good for them. Let's see if this has a better action shot. Yeah, like if you look at this shot, like if you look at Scotty screen share again, just look at there's Joe Pavelski, and that's not even a stripe. That's his number from there to there, from like his shoulder to his elbow.
Wow.
And there's Anze Kopitar's number 11, and there's Joe Thornton's big number 19 back here. And by the way, shout out to the Kings for wearing white pants and looking like a rotten Oreo, with the black, the gray and the black and the white in the middle. It's pretty good job on their part.
I like it. I like the jersey.
I am not a fan of either jersey, and I hope they both die in fire. Basically, it's the NHL taking Major League Baseball's gimmick and going ahead and saying, "Hey, we're doing this turn ahead the clock gimmick, so have fun with it, guys. Good luck to you." And then away they went. I don't know. I was not a fan. I was not a fan of the jerseys. Also, if I don't know if you saw there the big LA and the big SJ on the pants. That was pretty neat. Although I will say I want a pair of those white shells for pants, so I can put over my pants and just be a cool guy.
I SJ'd all over those pants.
Ah, what?
You heard me.
Okay, what is an SJ?
If you don't know, you can't afford it.
There it is. Perfect. Haven't had one of those in a while. References and SJs. Eric Lindros is filing a $250,000 lawsuit against Huffington Post and Paul Stewart for defamation of character. Because Paul Stewart said that during his interactions with Eric Lindros, he was a jerk.
Okay. Is that not really a defamation of character? That's an opinion.
That's what I thought too. I'm just like I was asking my lawyer friend, who's also my girlfriend, what the what the issue
That's
is.
convenient.
It helps. It helps a lot that she was a law clerk for a while. So I just asked her, hey, how can opinions go ahead and be sued upon? And I'm going to find the answer right here, just for the sheer fact that. Come on, here we go. Load it up. Here we go. Just because of the fact that, yeah, it is an opinion. I don't know how you can sue for an opinion overall. Blah 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 blah. Get through our Baltimore hockey talk. We talked a lot of Baltimore hockey. It was good times. Ramir, blah 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 blah. But like, is this the most frivolous lawsuit you ever heard of?
Is that a question for us?
Yeah, just in general.
Is that a real? It's a real, honest to God lawsuit?
Yeah, no, it's literally filed in court. This is actually happening.
Then yes, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Jen says it's a defamation of character by publishing spurious personal stories.
Okay.
I guess that, like, once you publish it, it becomes a dick move, but just overall, it shouldn't have to deal with interactions. Whatever.
I disagree. Suck it up. All right.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
You're a grown man. You can take somebody saying bad things about you from time to time.
Everyone knew he was a jerk anyway.
I was gonna say, you threw a hissy fit not to be on the Nordiques. How the fuck does anybody not know you're a jerk?
Right.
You douche. I don't get it. First off, shout out Huffington Post for being relevant these days.
Hey, they helped us find the stair chair.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure we'd have found it anyway, sooner or later.
Yeah, but the Huffington Post was the one that told us what prices were.
No, that's true. HuffPo, as the kids like to call it. HuffPo. Did you hear that there was an insect named after Tukla Rask?
No. Why?
Because Brazilians be crazy, yo.
Is there any reason?
No.
Like, does it do anything fun that Tuukka Rask would be known for?
He throws milk crates. It's really weird. Like
Yeah, that is a
wasp-
very specific thing for a bug to do.
Here we go. The Boston Globe reports that Robert Copeland, an entomologist who grew up in Newton, Mass, and now works in Nairobi, was part of a team that found a new species and decided to call it, oh god, Thermotronisis tuukaraski, after the goalie he admires.
Oh, come on. At least try. That's
Why?
You didn't even, like...
Here we go. Why? Well, the government of Rask's native Finland funded the project that led to the discovery, and a journal article to be published in April says Rask Glovehand is as tenacious as the Raptoril taurus of this dry-knit species.
That's interesting. I didn't realize that the Ford Taurus came in a Raptoril.
Ah, yeah.
I think that was the color of my Ford Taurus. Was
It might have been, actually. Raptoril was probably close to that.
You know what? We're going to put you in this Raptoril Ford. It's great. So Finland paid Nairobi to get a Boston goalie its name. All right, then.
I still don't like it.
Update.
You could have...
Patrick Kane
I mean, at the very least, you could try to, like... And that's not even like a pun. You didn't even like skillfully work the name into the... You just drop the name in the middle of another word. That doesn't count.
at the end of a word. Because it's a Thermotronisis tuukaraski.
Whatever.
By the way, Patrick Kane out 12 weeks, not 6 to 10. CBC is reporting. My tax dollars go to CBC, so I'm going to use them for all things
12
possible.
weeks. Oh, no.
Wait, hold on.
I think
CBC
Lance
is
Armstrong-
subsidized by the state?
CBC is like our CBC is our public broadcaster, so all our tax dollars pay to keep that channel alive.
Yeah, but like, would that be the equivalent of like Maryland Public Television having Orioles games? Like, how can they make money off of hockey and be your public broadcast
Hold on.
station?
First off, I don't think they make money off of hockey. I've seen it. They're bleeding in a big way. So there's that. Yeah, I think it is almost like MPT carrying Orioles games and then trying to make you pay for it.
That just seems wrong somehow.
Mhm.
MPT might have blast games.
It's true,
I saw
maybe.
I saw a picture of the Blast game My godfather went to it on Saturday. I'm like, you know what? For an indoor soccer game during snow, this is actually a pretty well-attended event.
The arena has never changed.
No, why should it? It's implanted in downtown, and there's no way to rebuild without completely screwing up University of Maryland Medical Center and the light rail and all this other stuff. So it's more hassle to try to rebuild any of it than to just leave it as it is and just maybe just throw some paint on it every now and again. But hey, Cat Williams was there a couple weeks ago, so that was good. He was there Valentine's Day. It was great times. Like, yeah, it's great.
Good.
Royal Farms Arena. Do they
It's
sell
Royal
fried-
Farms Arena now. It's not even
Yeah.
like First Mariner Bank Arena anymore.
No, man, it's the Rofo.
Ugh.
Go to the Rofo. Get yourself some fried chicken. See some Blast games. By
Good
the way,
times.
how the hell does Baltimore not have an indoor lacrosse team?
They don't.
No,
I thought they had like 12 indoor. I thought they had their own league.
they do, but none of the teams are in Maryland.
That's silly.
That's what I thought. Shout out Brendan Mundorf. He's playing for I think Denver now. Good for him.
Who was that?
He went to St. Joe. I was in a couple classes with him.
Oh,
Uh,
all right.
Class of 02. So it was a year after.
I'm sure he's listening. So
That one's-
good luck.
Yeah, good luck, buddy. All the best. All the best in your indoor lacrosse season. And then the BU Boston University Terriers won the Beanpot Trophy for the first time in 6 years.
Yay!
Shout out Terriers. Beanpot not getting the love that it was supposed to have this year. Okay, hold on. All right, now I'm reading this. I'm reading the thing on this article that Eric Lindros, because he's suing the Huffington Post, AOL, and AOL Canada. Apparently owns the Huffington Post. I don't know. In an amended statement of claim filed November 24th, Lindros claims a Huffington Post story written by Paul Stewart titled "Hecklers, Hooligans, and the Striped Shirt Mater D" contained false statements and was inaccurately untrue and defamatory in nature. In the July 16th article, Stewart wrote, he got off on the wrong foot with Lindros during the player's rookie season, saying the Flyers forward told him, "Fuck you, just drop the fucking puck already," when he tried to make small talk during a delay in the game in New Jersey. Before the game, Stewart said he brought a tube filled with posters of Flyer equipment manager to be co-signed by Lindros and then donated to charity auction. Stewart said in the article, after the game, the equipment manager told him when Lindros found out the posters were for Stewart, he tore up every one of them.
Wow.
Okay.
I remember that. I remember that interview.
All right. Well, right now I think he's a jerk. So
Court document statement that Lindros swore Stewart is false as a claim that Lindros refused to sign the posters intended for charity and the claim that he tore them up, and it says that these statements made Lindros out to be rude and hostile.
Yes. And
True.
he underlined, I did not rip up every single one of them.
yeah.
An email message to Kenny Yum, the managing editor of Huffington Post Canada, was not immediately returned.
Kenny, what?
Kenny Yum.
I hope he has that exclamation point behind his name, like, all the time.
Or he has like 5 M's at the end of his name.
Oh, that
Yum
would
and-
work, too.
Both Yum and Stewart declined comment when contacted by TSN, which first reported the story Wednesday on its website. There we go. So, Yum and Stewart not making their name known right now, or at least their defense known for right now. So there we go. That's a silly lawsuit, man. And I've heard that story too, that he ripped up all these pictures and shit. Just like, come on, man. So yeah, there we are. That is the news of the week that I found out. And there's a lot of trade stuff. So before they do this, I'm going to look at this book and see what the hell. Remember the McDonald's hockey cards, kids? Those were fun times, right? They were little hockey cards, and you put the thing in the thing, you get a Happy Meal. Good times.
Were they stickers?
No, they were actually cards.
Real cards?
Like you got like a foil pack of cards after you got like an extra value meal, and they're like, yeah, give me 3 packs of cards, and give you cards, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat.
We didn't have that in the States.
I know. That's why. Remember, I had to hoard all your McDonald's sticks
Yeah,
send
the
up in those
sticks.
big packages, and the trophies that the ex-wife got up for all of us.
Yes.
It's good times. Yeah, and now McDonald's doesn't do that anymore. I'm like, well, this is bullshit. I don't need to go to you anymore. I'm going to go to Wendy's and get a lecture about adoption. So, whatever. He's
Oh
just
yeah. Like pet
Well, yeah.
adoption or human adoption?
human adoption, because every dollar from a Frosty goes to the Canadian Adoption Fund. It's like, hey, you want to buy a Frosty? I'm like, it's minus 30 out here. Yeah, but this goes to adoption. But it's really cool. This is Frosty. Do I drink it? Do I eat it with a spoon? How the hell am I supposed to Frosty adoption? Like, no, just explain to me what the hell Frosty adoption. Like, yes,
well,
I know that's what happened.
I typically go spoon for a Frosty just because it seems really hard to get. Sometimes the Frosty gets stuck in the straw. You know?
Yes, this is true. I don't know if it's a milkshake. It's supposed to be ice cream. I don't know what the hell it's supposed to be.
It's definitely in between.
It's a bad in between too. Like, it's too thick to be a milkshake, but it's not thick enough to be actual ice cream.
I might
It's like-
eating Frosty now.
Is there a Wendy's by your place?
There's one by work.
Got that going for you.
Yeah, I'll pick up a Frosty and eat it on my way home. I'm sure that's safe.
Don't let him give you a kid.
No,
way
exactly.
yeah,
Yeah, can I get a Baconator, a Frosty, and like a 5-year-old? Thanks.
Do
Actually,
they
sounds
have?
pretty bad.
Does Sarah McLachlan play when you walk in,
They couldn't afford
or
her.
is that just for pets? She's
Yeah, they couldn't
she only
afford her.
plays for pets.
They couldn't afford her, so it's PJ Harvey.
I was gonna say
Ah.
Tori Amos, but
Damn it! You know what? That Tori Amos is a better one because she looks like Sarah McLachlan, kind of.
okay. What? Because she's a lesbian? Come on, man.
Sarah McLachlan's not a lesbian.
What? Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
What? Just because she played Lilith Fair does not mean she's. A
I
lesbian.
know.
I'm pretty sure she is.
My God.
I'm pretty sure she's. Uh-oh.
That,
Mark
no.
and the Face Off Hockey Show has been sued for defamation of character.
yeah, Sarah McLachlan's now going to sue us.
Great.
I mean, why is it not? That's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying. I don't. She wouldn't take it.
As of May, here we go. As of May 2014, McLaughlin was dating former NHL player Jeff Courtnall.
Wow, how about
Shout
that?
out Jeff Courtnall for getting that. Probably
All right.
17 dogs in the house.
Go
Jeff
Sarah
Courtnall's-
McLaughlin.
Yeah. Shout out there. Look at that.
Go
Yeah,
Jeff
shout
Courtnall.
out Jeff Courtnall.
Yeah, fucking.
My God.
Look at Jeff Courtnall go.
You
I
learn
didn't know
something
that
new
he
every
could.
day.
I didn't even realize he could score unless Pavanka was there.
Hey!
Hey! Woohoo!
You!
Pavanka might be there though.
He might be there. I don't know. By the way, I did not know this. Jeff Courtnall is a Stanley Cup champion. Did you know this?
With whom?
The 1988 Edmonton Oilers.
He was on that team?
Yeah, that's what I said too. I'm like, he was. Yeah, he played. He got acquired at the deadline, played 12 regular season games and 19 postseason, and got himself a cup ring. And then he went to the Capitals and scored 42 the next season. Good for him.
For that leadership, you know, that cup
Yeah.
leadership.
Was it he on the line with Pavanka and Ridley?
I think he was. He played 159 games for the Caps, had 154 points. Not bad. Not bad at all. 77 goals in those. You know, Courtnall wasn't that bad of a player.
He's a
Consarn
terrible person, though. I
Terrible.
heard he was a jerk.
Terrible.
I could tell you some stories, man.
He's got a beak on him like no one else. I'll tell you that much. There you go. Here we are. Oh, I keep wanting to hit this. Hit the different tab on here, but it's not the right one.
Yeah, hit it.
Hit that tab, son. John, did you go to the bathroom?
Should I get Lyle on?
Yes.
You want to?
I think I figured out that my basement is extremely too cold because every cricket down here is dead.
I was gonna say, I saw a dead cricket. I was just like, oh, Johnny left something here from the summertime.
Summertime.
All right, here we go. Best summer. Is it "Summertime" by Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff? Is it the one by the guys who said that Abercrombie and Fitch and Chinese food makes them sick?
Yeah.
Or is it Len "Steal My Sunshine"?
I go LFL.
Ooh, well,
What? Really? The light funky ones?
Oh, I mean, that was an extremely popular song
That
for,
was a
for
popular
4
song.
months.
I'm going with Will Smith. Come on, guys. Don't quit
Well, Will
shitting
Smith he stands the test of time.
I'm
But-
I'm gonna go "Steal My Sunshine" because
I
that was
mean-
a summer hit to be not to be missed.
How many times have people used that they stole your woman like they stole your bike?
Well,
I
if
don't
you,
know.
listen, if you listen to enough hip hop.
That's true. That's true.
By the way, have you heard the song "I'm in Love with the Coco"?
No.
Because it could be the greatest song of our time.
Is that a reference to
I'm in
Conan
love with
O'Brien?
no, Coco Crisp. No, Love with the Cocaine.
Oh, that makes sense.
It could be the greatest song of our time.
Is it the same guy that said that he was in love with a stripper? 'Cause then he
That's
could be
Wyclef.
doing coke off a stripper's ass.
Be great if he was. Lau, you ever done that? Coke off a stripper's ass? Go.
Can you hear me? Is my mic working?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Oh, I've been no, just
Can you
having
hear me?
I've been,
Oh, no.
I've been having some headset troubles. Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
no good.
Headset troubles. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
that's never
Is that
fun.
because you haven't left your house in 3 weeks?
Mhm. And the cabin fever is settling in nicely now, Johnny. Those imaginary people in the corner, they're real. They're real. Anyway,
I think
Right.
Lyle's gotten through all the birds in the house.
oh, work and no play make Lyle something.
Are you gonna replace Mark Hamill as the new Joker in the animated series? Because that
Riddle me this, Batman. Yeah, I could do that. Sure.
was the Riddler, not the.
Oh well, whatever. Yeah, like I care.
Whatever.
Like I care. So, coke off? No. Well, off what? A hooker's ass?
Stripper's ass. Either you know what?
Hooker's
Either
ass?
or.
Either or.
or.
Gee, I don't know. Does drinking a coke while watching strippers count?
Close enough.
Were you snorting the coke while the strippers were dancing?
Yes, and I damn near drowned.
Okay. You know what? Point for Lyle, because
I'll
not
allow
only did he damn near drown in coke, he damn near drowned in that puss. Lyle, there's a lot of trades happening.
Wow.
today.
Hey-oh.
Past 2 days have been really. Let's trade some bad news for decency. And
Yes, it's been a moist couple days.
Lyle, they're getting in.
I like bad news for decency. I like that, actually.
We're getting in deep there, like 5 knuckles deep. I don't know what that means. First off,
Oh, you lie. You lying
Exactly.
dog, you.
Wow.
yeah, exactly. I've seen things. I've been to drafts in Nashville. Don't you worry.
I've been to Paradise, but I've never been to me. Anyway, yeah, sure.
There we are.
That's
All right, let's start off with. Johnny hates being reminded of Nashville all day, every day.
I thought he was keeping a really fine rhythm there. He's the
call
backup
Johnny-
for a country band. What's the name of your country album again, Johnny?
All right, hold on.
I don't know which one.
I found the sheets. Here we go.
Here we go.
The second album, I don't think we have a name. The first album is, the title track is From Left to Right on Your Radio Dial. The first one, we have a lot of stuff. I think it could be just self-titled, as we are to do. Because we have a couple of names. Hoagies and Trains.
Hoagies and Trains.
That's right.
Hoagies and Trains.
You got to control your rebounds. Screen Door on the bottom of a boat.
Oh, there.
This one's a great long name. It should be a punk rock song. There would have been a hockey game if I didn't have to go to Indiana. Negative Panda is one of them.
I don't. What was that one in reference to?
Because I think you had to miss a Deadeye game. Because you were
Negative
in Indiana.
Panda?
Oh, Negative Panda is just reverse Panda. Black's where the white is, white where the... It's all crazy. Don't worry about it.
Nah.
That was my rebuttal to accidental racist.
Yes. That's absolutely true. Rocky Springs and Cool. Black Dusty Roads.
That
White
was
Up.
good.
White
Oh,
Up
yeah.
Music. Man, I wish I was 19. Man, I wish it was 19 again in this fucking Quakertown. The Stan Wong theme song.
Yes.
And shout out to my guitar. There's a track.
Here's the that was Stan Wong song.
Stan Wong! He will go off the bench and he will make you feel better, Stan Wong! It's really more of a rock ballad.
Not really country, but I can catch the vibe you're laying down
Like a
there.
That'll be my crossover hit. That'll be the crossover CD that I make.
Well, he came off the bench and made my leg feel better. Stan Wong.
Stan Wong.
He shouted about getting line change for the better. A Stan Wong. Something like that. We can make that
Something like that. You can make that work. You can make that work. You can make that work. Throw a steel guitar in there, you're all set.
Of course, Johnny's first CD from Left to Right on Your Radio Dial has tracks like "Hey, It's Okay," "My Tractor's Not Gay," "My Wife's My Dog's Brother," "Don't Be Racist," Evergreen Edmonton to Evergreen State, "Getting My DX Stained," and another "Ranting Night." So Johnny's got himself, and I can't remember the one from like 2 weeks ago, but I'll add that to the list.
I toast you, Johnny.
Yeah,
I'm definitely looking forward to when these tracks finally drop.
There was a good one like 3 weeks ago. I think Lyle said it, and I decided it should be a name.
It's either 2 or 3 weeks ago that we had. I'll track that down. Lyle, what you drinking there?
This, my friends, is called a Sydney Street Stout.
So it dives a lot?
Oh yeah,
Nice.
and it's D-Smeggin-licious. It kicks Guinness's ass.
Oh, it's
It
fighting
kicks
words.
Guinness's ass. Makes Guinness
Wait
beg.
a minute.
Makes
Wait
Guinness
a minute.
cry like a little girl. Oh, there's my Morgan Riley moment. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Lyle, have you ever seen false outrage like that? Go.
Oh, yeah, are you kidding me? We live in the 21st century. That's de rigueur for our society now. Are you kidding me? You know? Oh, somebody made fun of a panda. Outrage!
Well, Johnny will, and that's how it's going to get out.
Well,
of sales.
exactly. I mean, that's how those album sales are going to fly with negative
Panda.
Negative panda. Which makes him
Actually,
bad panda.
back on it, I believe that Negative Panda referred to the fortune-telling panda that I have on my
Yes.
phone.
Yes.
And it was
You know
being
what?
Negative that day.
Excellent
So
outrage, fortune-telling panda. Either way, both great stories. We can tell
True.
half the one.
that is true.
Well, Lyle, we're not going to be negative about this because there's just nothing but positives in these trades. It's kind of a segue. I don't know.
Works
But
for me.
yeah,
You ride away on your segue if that didn't work. So there you go.
And here's the thing. I put the Devontae Smith-Pelly trade first.
Hey-o.
Use that as a better anyway.
Well, that kicked off all the fun and games. Really, it started yesterday.
Yep. Smith-Pelly to Montreal for Yuri Sakash to Anaheim. That's going to be a good move in the playoffs. I don't think it's a good regular season move. I think that's a good depth move for the playoffs overall.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It brings in they wanted a physical forward, the Habs. I mean, and understandably, I mean, Brandon Prust is having to do all the battling for them. So you bring a guy like Smith-Pelly, and I like this acquisition for Montreal. The guy skates well, hits like a freight train. He's got a decent scoring touch. He's got the makings of a power forward. So I like this addition. At worst, he becomes a good third line checking forward who bangs and crashes for you, and kind of takes away some of all the scrapping that Brendan Prust has to do because he gets banged up a lot. So they could use him for that. On the upside, he could actually develop into a decent power forward, maybe pot you 20, 30 goals a season on the upside. So this is a deal I think works well though for both teams because Sakac I think is going to I think he's going to get the opportunities in Anaheim that he wasn't getting in Montreal. They were using him mainly on a third and fourth line role, and that's not what he's suited for. So it's a good possibility that he'll probably want to be a top six forward there in Anaheim. So this deal could actually work out well for both teams.
Yeah, overall, I think it's one of those moves that actually benefited people, both teams.
Yeah,
like, wow,
both clubs. Yeah.
No one got completely screwed in this.
And I like what Smith-Pelly brings to playoffs because we saw how well he played last year for them, for the Ducks, and I think he's going to bring that type of game to Montreal. So yeah, I mean, interestingly though, there's quite a lot of Habs fans that didn't like this move. Didn't like it at all. They're ripping Michel Therrien because he mishandled Sakatch. They're ripping Mark Bergevin for making this trade. They but Smith Pelly's Corsi numbers aren't as good as Sakatch's Corsi numbers and blah blah blah. And it's just okay, guys, you can delve into advanced stats, but only so friggin' far. Okay, there's the intangibles that Smith Pelly brings to the team, brings to the Canadians, and that's that physical side of the game. And Montreal's got enough. They got enough skill forwards as it is, for God's sakes. I mean, there's plenty of them on the team. You got a couple of good established kids already. With Galchenyuk, Max Pacioretty. I wouldn't call Max Patch isn't really a kid anymore, but I mean he's basically a skill forward who is a Wolverine in that he's indestructible.
Except for 4 years ago when he got.
Yeah, and he got up from that. And he only stayed overnight in the hospital, and that was it. Normal people would have spent a month there.
That's
so
true.
as I said, he's
Well,
Wolverine.
with the free healthcare, of course I would.
He's freaking indestructible. But Montreal's got enough skilled forwards as it is. They needed more, some more physicality. So, like I said, I like this move. I think it's going to be worthwhile. And actually, I think Montreal fans, if Smith Pelly works out as I think he could, this could be a trade that Habs fans that don't like it right now will look back on it and go, oh, geez, guess I was wrong. Actually, they won't say, I guess I was wrong. They'll say, oh, I was for this trade all along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Revisionist history.
of course. And everybody drinks.
But hey, I think that one of the big things is that those advanced stats people, the NHL's now embracing it, so we've got to all embrace it. Wow, they got websites dedicated. This is doing the numbers.
Yeah, they got a website dedicated to it, but they didn't exactly have the most auspicious start with the damn thing because, as our buddy James Myrtle pointed out, they got some bugs to work out on that thing because they're showing people who only play maybe 3 or 4 minutes a game, but but they're at the top of the list for Corsi numbers, for possession numbers, and that sort of nonsense.
To be
It's
fair,
like,
they do that with backup goalies all the time in their goals against average. So
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. if they're still up.
Exactly. So not exactly an auspicious start, but at least it's a start. The one thing that gets me, if I can just go off on a slight, can I do my bag of fun rant right now?
What I'll do, Lyle, is
And then we'll revisit the trades. Then we'll come back to the
I
trades.
will let you do that. Go.
Yeah.
Go on yourself.
Okay. Now, we all saw how long it took the NHL to embrace advanced stats to the point where they actually have them on their site, so that fans can actually use them, can access them. Okay, can actually use these sort of things. How long do you think it'll take the National Hockey League to finally put in a Cap Geek style feature on their website?
Never, because no one wants that.
Yeah, that's what Gary Bettman claims. Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead.
I would say that they probably wouldn't do it because it's not the NHL's job to report salaries.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? Once you go in, you implemented a salary cap, okay? And that has changed the feature of the league, okay? Fans are much more interested in how much a player makes now because it determines both if a player is tradable. It determines how much room a team has, like how much cap space do you have to take on salary? Are you so close to the cap that it's hampering you from making other moves? Are there other players that you can move? That sort of thing. I think this is something that needs to be public. But quite frankly, the thing that got me was NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman was asked about that not once but twice in the past week, and both times he said, well, the feedback we got from the fans, I don't think the fans are actually that interested in salaries. I don't think that they're interested in that sort of thing. And when I heard that both times, I couldn't believe it. The first time I thought, well, okay, at first, I went to Twitter and I kind of called him out. I called him clueless for saying that because, I said he obviously doesn't understand that, there's a lot of fans who participate in fantasy hockey. So, they participate in a lot of leagues, fantasy leagues where they are, they operate under a salary cap as well. So they'd like to know that sort of thing. But also there's a lot of fans, just for the reasons I cited earlier, who are actually interested in these numbers now in a salary cap world because they want to know, as I said, if their team can afford to take on extra players or if they can afford to move, a player. So there's a lot of things going on there. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I'll agree that it's definitely. I mean, Bettman was wrong in that statement that he made, but
Mm.
I see what I sort of. He's a lawyer. He gets it. Like, I think ultimately what it comes down to is I can envision a situation where the NHL has these numbers up on a site where they become officially sanctioned numbers, and something happens where a GM, someone messes up along the way, relying on these numbers, and then it's the NHL's responsibility that the numbers were wrong, instead of whoever made a poor decision. I think they're staying away from publishing these numbers.
Well, under the CBA,
Just-
don't they have to
just-
publish them anyway?
Yeah, these numbers get reported when they announce a contract signing. Initially, it's always okay. We resigned so and so, but term was not disclosed. But eventually, then it always gets reported that okay, it's a 5-year deal for $39.5 million. So those numbers get reported anyway. There's already a bunch of sites out there now that track player salaries. Okay, that track something like NHLnumbers.com, Sportac is another one. Even Hockey Buzz, they have a segment on their site where they also keep track player salary, though they don't keep it as up to date as some of the other ones. That's one flaw I will say about them. But at least they have the numbers. At least the numbers are there for most of the players. But you had something like CapGeek, which actually turned out to be what Greg Wyshynski called probably one of the most invaluable and original, groundbreaking hockey websites out there in the past 10 years that we've seen. I mean, just for the sheer volume of how all the, not just payroll, not just player salaries individual, but who had no trade clauses, who had no movement clauses. You had a salary cap recapture penalty calculator. You had a waiver calculator. You had you even had a salary retention calculator on there. I mean, plus a segment of frequently asked questions that basically kind of dumbed it down for idiots like me to kind of understand how some of the tricky parts of the salary cap actually worked. So I mean, it was brilliant, but unfortunately the guy who ran the site, Matthew West, had to shut it down for health reasons. But it's left an incredible void out there now. And I mean, hell, today, I mean, a couple of times I posted on my Twitter feed saying, okay, Commissioner Bettman says fans aren't interested in a CapGeek style feature on the website. I posted up a link to the NHL feedback form. Okay, and I said, tell him otherwise. And I had, and I've had something. I posted the thing up twice. I've had over 100 people retweet that thing. Steve Dangle, he just for shits and giggles posted up, retweet this if you miss CapGeek, and that had hundreds of retweets. Just I mean, he's obviously just doing that as an experiment as well, but it gets the point across. And one of my readers actually pointed out, CapGeek's been offline now for almost 2 months. They still have 104,000 followers. It's been offline for 2 months, and they still have over 100,000 followers. So there is very much an interest out there. And for Mr. Bettman to say that, I don't think the fans are interested, I'm sorry, I think you're out of touch, sir, with all due respect. But you're out of touch here. Fans are actually very interested. Sure, there's a group of fans who could not care less. They don't care about salaries or anything like that, could not care less. But there's a considerable segment, just like there was a considerable segment of fans who got involved in advanced stats, okay? And eventually the NHL embraced that. So why is the NHL, and I can understand if it has to do with, say, they need the NHLPA, okay, their approval as well. I heard somebody mention that that's a possibility, that perhaps the players don't want the salaries known and that sort of thing. Maybe this is something that needs to be rectified in the CBA, and I can understand it if that's the case. But to just blithely say, I don't think our fans are interested in salaries, I'm sorry, but that's just ignorant.
Yeah, I mean, I think what they're saying is we can't recreate that just because of all the work that was put in. That's too much work for us. We just did this analytic things 3 years after the fact. We're going to be another 3 years until this shit goes up. So,
well, here's the interesting thing, Scotty. Bob McKenzie, when Bettman made his original statement back over the weekend, I think it was, Bob McKenzie tweeted that the NHL actually has a system that was even better than CapGeek for tracking salaries and payrolls and everything like that. So internally they have this. you know. But now I don't expect them to put something up like that on their site, but surely to God they could do something like Capgeek did, which was nice and simple and easy, and which not just fans used, but reporters used it. Okay, referenced it constantly. I know I did, you know, as a freelancer I did, but you know, established mainstream media guys used it, bloggers used it, and NHL general managers used it too.
Pretty epic. So I mean, it's a huge void, and it still is. Like you said, it's a couple months after the fact.
Well, here's the thing: if they don't do something about it, though, Scotty, eventually somebody out there is going to recreate this thing.
I'm really surprised that no one picked up the reins like right off the bat. Like I'm surprised that there hasn't been someone that jumped up to the forefront and figured this whole thing out.
Well, I think that the thing that Matthew West had going for him is he had connections within the NHL that most people don't have. I mean, the guys at NHL Numbers do a good job. You know, they were actually, I believe memory serves, they were the first site to actually track, you know, player salaries and payroll. But they always said that their mission statement was just, well, all we do is we just basically provide a quick and dirty, you know, breakdown. It's just, here's the players, here's the numbers, this is what it is, go. You know, so, you know, and then I think it was a couple of years after that's when Capgeek came online. I think it was either 2009 or 2010 that they came online, but very quickly, you know, they became the industry standard just because it was just a phenomenal setup. And I think the NHL is missing out on a golden opportunity here, because if they don't step in and fill that void, eventually, sooner or later, somebody else will.
Might as well find a way to profit off of it.
Oh, hell
Find
yeah.
a way to profit off of it, damn it.
Hell yeah.
NHL's all about that money. Got to be all about that cash. Got to be all that dough. But yeah, I think really the holdup is if the NHL wants to make it official, I'm sure the players' union has to.
Yeah,
kind of right off.
And that's fine. If that's the case, just be honest about it and say that. Just say, well, you know, it's something that we could consider, but this is something that we have to discuss with the NHLPA, and this is something that we might not be able to implement until, you know, for actual, you know, negotiation until the next round of collective bargaining. If he said that, hey, no harm, no foul. I get it, no problem. But to just blithely dismiss it and just say, oh, I don't think our fans are interested in that. Come on, dude. You know, that's just ignorant. Okay, don't be ignorant.
Don't be ignorant.
The NHL already does a lot of stuff that it doesn't think its fans are interested in.
That's true, Johnny. That's true. And that's an excellent point, sir.
By the way, that was the Stadium Series for you. How'd you like that?
It would have been great if I was a Sharks fan or a Kings fan and I was actually there live. Otherwise, I was in bed asleep. Sorry, but I caught the highlights.
Those numbers were really big on those jerseys.
Yeah. Listen, hey, they sold the place out. Over 70,000 fans turned out for it. So I mean, you know, good on them.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Glad they did something. Good job, Levi's. Take that, Wranglers.
Levi's loose-fitting clown jeans.
Speaking of clown show, the Minneapolis, Minnesota Wild, they went ahead and got a Sean Bergenheim, who has just been a circus show since his Florida Panthers days. He goes to Minnesota, picks go to Florida, t'other way around. I don't know what to make of Bergenheim. Like in all honesty, he seems like a speedy guy. He seems like a sniper. I don't know how he's going to fit in with Minnesota, just for the sheer fact that I don't know. It's like, honestly, it's the great unknown with the Wild. I don't know what to make of him anymore. It's really weird, and I'm scared. And
well, in this case, well, let me alleviate part of your fear. The reason why they made this move is they had three key forwards who are out for a significant period of time with injuries, and that's Matt Cook, Zucker. Jason Zucker, and Ryan Carter is also on the shelf for about another month. So they needed to pick up some checking line depth, and that's why they picked this guy up. And one of the things that works in Bergenheim's favor, and you're going to love this, Scotty, he has strong puck possession numbers. So
that PDO, it's good times.
Good times. But that's part of the reason why they picked him up. So it's just, hey, listen, it's a depth move. You know, if he doesn't work out, well then you know, he's just a playoff rental, and if he does, then you know, if you got a little bit of cap room, maybe in the summertime you can re-sign him. So No harm, no foul. I think right now, hey, I mean the Wild, they're surging, baby. I mean, you know, they're riding the Dubnyk train to glory right now. Come on, man.
That's a weird thing to say, Lyle.
That sounds like a weird thing that you do in the privacy of one's own bedroom.
Interesting
Right,
you
Dubnyk
say that
train
when
to
you're
glory,
sitting in
though.
the privacy of your own bedroom.
There, dude.
Do we really want to see this?
You want to see me ride the Dubnyk train to Gloryville?
Ride the Dubnyk train to glory, baby. Choo choo, chugga chugga. There you go. But anyway, no, hey, listen, but since they acquired Dubnyk, that turned their whole season around. And it's what I said all along when people were bitching about their coach, saying, Maggio, he's doing a lousy job. They got to fire him. He's the reason. You know, I mean, I wasn't the only one saying it. You guys did too. Is that, geez, their goaltending sucks. Get a better goaltender, and then let's see how they do. And geez, you know, they've turned around and played themselves back into playoff contention.
To be fair, we all thought the Devin Dubnyk move was a lateral move at best because of his performances prior, and just like, okay, if he moves to a new destination, he's going to get completely screwed over.
But it was a gamble worth taking because he turned the he turned the season around with the Coyotes, playing with under the tutelage of Sean Burke.
And they couldn't do any worse than what they had.
Well, yeah, exactly. At that point, you had that was the last roll of the dice, really, for Chuck Fletcher. It really was, because he was screwed. You know, otherwise. You know, there was no real other goaltender options out there that he could get. So, you know, that was a gamble that paid off, just like the Brizgalov gamble paid off for them last year. And now poor Breezy is back in the Ducks minor system where he began.
Well, you can hang out with Danny Heatley.
And the circle is complete. The circle is complete. He's back where he been.
Circle taking the square as Daniel Winnick goes from the Toronto Maple Leafs to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Minor leaguer Zach Sill and picks going Toronto's way as the rebuild continues. It seems that the Penguins have always been going for that grind guy who can pot up a couple goals here and there, and the winger who's trying to play with Sidney Crosby. So those are the two things they always look like. Obviously, the Penguins have been on the slide too. Like, they have not been good, and you know, I don't know if this is a smart move, or is it just a desperation move, or is it just a move for move's sake?
This is a move because they're trying to go for it right now this season. You know, they know they got limited cap space going into next season. They know that basically they're going to have to shed a bit of salary. You know, so the situation is right now they're going for it, and I mean that's why they picked up David Perron. Though I mean he's got some tenure left on his contract, so I mean that's something that can help them out perhaps next season as well, which actually turned out I think to be a pretty good move. But they did need a bit more depth on their checking line, so they bring in Winnick. And you know, actually I think Toronto, that wasn't too bad of a return for the Leafs. I mean, considering it's Daniel Winnick. You know, I mean, no offense to Daniel Winnick, but I mean, Daniel Winnick. Daniel Winnick. I mean, come on, this guy wasn't going to fetch you a first rounder. I mean, God, they got what did they get from him again? A second rounder and a conditional sixth.
For Winnick?
Yeah.
Oh boy, give me 2 seconds so I can find that.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that's what went in return for Bergenheim. Winnick.
Was it?
Penguin. Yeah, because they only got draft picks. Winnick goes Zach Sill.
Yeah.
And
Zach Sill, yeah, they got a second rounder in 2016 and a fourth rounder in 2015. Plus, they get, yeah, as you said, you know, at least a warm body in Zach Sill. But you know, that's actually not a bad return because they were seeking a second line. They were seeking a second round pick. Initially, that's all they wanted for Winnick. So you know, it's like, well, we can't give you a second rounder this year. We give you one next year. You're going to be rebuilding anyway, so what the hell? So you get that plus a fourth rounder in this year's, and you know, still he either pans out or he doesn't. But at least you got a warm body you can throw into your system. So I mean, that's not too bad for guys essentially a third line forward.
Yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, you couldn't do much better, I'm sure, if you try. Well, I'm sure you could. You could find someone more gullible.
But I really don't think there was. But
no, there wasn't anybody out there. That's for sure. Good for them. Next one, Yuri Lusty going to Winnipeg. Picks going back for Carolina. I guess this is just basically a Matthew Perreault filler.
It's a what? Yeah, Matthew Perreault. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, I don't think Cheveldayoff is finished because you remember before Perreault got injured and before he traded Evander Kane, he was shopping for a top 9 forward, before he did all of this stuff. Okay, so he got a short-term replacement for Perreault. Good move, I think, in Tlusty. They gets rid of Evander Kane and gets a good return back. With Drew Stafford, who's fit in well, and with Tyler Myers replacing Bogosian. So that's good, but you still need that top 9 forward that you were looking for. So I don't think Cheveldayoff is finished. I think he's going to be still looking to see what he can find out there in the market. If he doesn't get anything else, then at least I think he's good to go in terms of the moves he's made now. He just didn't sit on his hands like he normally does every trade deadline. He's actually made some significant moves. But, I don't think he's finished. I think he's got one more move left. He's still got depth on his defense that he can draw from his blue line core. So I could see him maybe doing that to try and bring in another checking line forward.
They still got 117 defensemen sitting there on
Yes.
their bench.
Yes.
Just waiting to go.
Yes.
But one defenseman on the move, Andre Sekera to LA, Roland McCallum, and I think picks to Carolina as well. Fix 2 things for the Kings. Get them a right-handed defenseman and get some a defenseman to fill that void that they had to deal with. So, overall, I mean, I think do the Kings need anything? First off, can the Kings get anything else, and do they need anything else?
I think they're done. Their biggest need was to find a defenseman to cover off for Voinov's absence, because they still don't know whether Voinov's even going to be back. I mean, his trial now has been moved ahead to March 9th. We don't know if he gets acquitted. Then yes, then he can be reinstated, but there was no real direction from the league for the Kings in terms of, okay, well, how are we going to work this for the cap? So they've decided, to go for it and bring in, Sekera and just say, you know what, let's bring him in, and if Voinov is acquitted and gets reinstated, then we'll worry about the cap issues after that. In fact, they could probably just let him stay sidelined until, the end of the regular season and start into the playoffs, because we all know in the playoffs that salary cap don't matter in playoffs. By that point, there's no such thing as salary cap at that point. So, I think, though, they're done. But I got to tell you, once again, Lombardi pulls a rabbit out of his hat, near the trade deadline. I mean, he gets Jeff Carter 3 years ago. He gets Marian Gaborik last year. And now he gets, I think, arguably the best available defenseman in this year's trade market in Andre Sekera, who's, like I said, this guy logs almost 23 minutes a game. He plays well at both ends of the ice. He led the Hurricanes in shot blocking last season. I believe he was among their leaders again this season. So, I mean, he does well at both ends of the ice. I think this is a good pickup for the Kings. I think this is definitely going to help. And the Kings, look at them. I mean, 8 wins in a row. They're back in the in a playoff berth. So this can only make things better. And if Voinov returns, then their blue line's even deeper. So once again, another impressive move by Dean Lombardi.
Tell you what, and let's be honest, Daryl Sutter teams, they're not known for their defense normally, especially in the play. What's that? They're always known for their defense.
Always known for their defense.
Always known for the defense. You know what?
But listen, give props to to Ron Francis for the return he got for Sekera, because the word was out a couple of weeks ago that he wanted at least a first round pick for Sekera, and everybody laughed and said, nah, you'll settle for a second round pick and a prospect and you'll like it. But he got exactly what he wanted. He got that first round pick. He also gets a prospect in return. Hey, I think that if those are the first, those moves today were the first real moves that Ron Francis has made as a general manager, and I think he did pretty good.
Roland McCallum, who is a right-handed shot defenseman, currently playing in Kingston, 4 goals, 20 assists for 24 points in 54 games. A little drop-off from last year, had 11 goals, 43 points in 62 games, but Kingston, I don't think, is doing as well as it were last year, so I think that's where the numbers drop off, but he should be good. And Sekera was a right-handed defenseman, so there you go. You got a younger upgrade, and away we are.
Yeah, and away we go.
Nick Leddy, 7-year deal, same with the defensive train, 7-year deal.
Hey-o.
With the New York Islanders, what was it, $5 million per, just about?
$5.5 million per season, my friend.
That's a nice little steal for Garth Snow there. I think he knows what he's doing these days.
Yeah, yeah. He it was like he got kicked in the head by a mule after he made that Vanek trade, and all of a sudden everything's fallen into place. And that was a terrific signing. I think that was a very good move by the Islanders. I mean, Nick Leddy, along with Johnny Boychuk, they've been part of the key reasons why the Islanders have just turned their whole friggin' franchise right around this season. So Leddy's only 23. That's the thing. He's only 23. Already played for a Stanley Cup champion with Chicago, so he's got all that experience. And he's just entering his playing prime now as a defenseman. So great move, I think, by Garth Snow, locking him up. Basically doubles his salary. He's making about $2.7 million per season on his current deal. So yeah, he doubles it to 5.5. But you know what? I think he's going to be worth every penny for them.
Yeah, it's a nice long-term lockup, and now you have to wonder if they're going to do the same with what's his name?
Johnny Boychuk.
Boychuk,
You better believe it. I mean, listen, I think that this signing sends a message to Boychuk that, you know what, we're going to be serious about making you a very, very wealthy man here. They just signed him to $5.5 million per season. I was reading in one of the New York papers saying that, well, for Boychuk, it could cost. The conversation starts at $6 million per season. Well, no shit. But you know what? They can afford it. They will happily pony up. If he wants 6.5, wouldn't surprise me to see them sign him for $7 million. They could get that crazy, but I could see them do it because, as I said, those two guys have really, they've become the anchors of the Islanders' defense corps. They're going to pay it. They'll happily pay whatever Boychuk wants. If he wants 6.5 million per season, he'll get it. I think Boychuk knows he's got a good thing going on there with the Islanders now. I read a report over the weekends that one of the New York papers saying that there's still rumors that he would want to sign with his hometown team in Edmonton. That's not happening. I'm sorry, but his hometown team sucks ass and will for years. He's not going to go and sign and play for the Oilers. He's going to stay where he can win another championship, and that's going to be, I think, with the New York Islanders. These guys are for real.
Yeah, and they're moving to a better facility, so that's going to help out. And they got a good young core around them, and it's going to be good times.
Well, just very quickly, this shows how much the Islanders have improved. They just won their 40th game of this season. That's only the 5th time since 1985 that they've had a 40-win season. They're on pace to win 50 games this season. The last time they did that was in 1983-84. Coincidentally, that was the last year of their great playoff dynasties when they went to the Stanley Cup Final in '84 for the 5th time, but lost to the Edmonton Oilers. So this is a team that's really they're really going places. And I honestly, the Islanders, you have to take them seriously. They're not one-year wonders. Not this time. I mean, I know we saw this before in the Mike Milbury era, but this is a completely different kettle of fish now.
You heard it here first. Lyle Richardson saying the new dynasty of the Islanders starts this year. So he is ready
wouldn't surprise me to see them up and around with the Cup contenders. Would not surprise
Lyle
me.
says 4 Stanley Cups for the Islanders in the next 4 years. So lock it down, put it in, make your bets to Vegas.
Lyle was incredibly drunk when he said that, and it was Scotty speaking for Lyle in his. And
as we all know, in Minnesota, Lyle gave me power public relations. So this is what happens when this all goes down.
Damn!
We don't get a waitress come to our table for 45 minutes. Lyle does some crazy shit.
Some
and that
weird
means giving
shit
me power of public relations.
Some weird shit happens when Steve Yzerman bogarts your waitress.
That son of a bitch. Scott Darling signed a 2-year extension with the Chicago Blackhawks, and I only bring this up because of the fact that this has to make Antti Raanta expendable, right? Like, he has to be next guy out because Scott Darling seems to have earned himself a nice little contract with his play, not only in the NHL but the AHL as well. Like, is there any team going to kick their tires on Antti Raanta for maybe a 5th or 6th round pick?
Oh, listen, I definitely think it's possible. I mean, there's going to be some teams that are out there that are definitely going to be seeking goaltending. I mean, hello, Edmonton Oilers. They're definitely going to be.
But how many backups can you really have in
Edmonton?
I know. It doesn't work.
I know. You get what's available and you like it, because remember, Edmonton's one of those no trade, no signy places. So, yeah, you kind of make do with what you got. But, yeah, I think there'd be a few teams out there that'd be willing to kick the tires on Antti Raanta.
I think they're pro anti-Ranta, to be quite honest
Yeah.
with you.
Pro anti?
Pro
He's
anti
not
Ranta.
anti. He's pro anti.
You know I'm all about anti-Ranta because I'm all pro Ranta.
It says so on his
okay.
pro forma. Ha
You. I don't know why I keep saying that. Like it's a thing. You.
You.
Like you don't have anything else to. It's like you elbow somebody in the ribs. That's
Yeah,
That's a verbal elbow in the ribs. Curtis Glencross asked by the Flames to give a list of teams. What's the market value on someone like what's the comparable and the value for Glencross at this point?
Well, listen, I think you could definitely get yourself a second round pick and a fourth round pick. I think if you're just looking, just not purely draft picks. But Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet, he had an interesting comment there today. He was saying that the Flames could be looking to get a player back who can help them right now. Because they're so close right now to getting a playoff spot, but they're in a real battle right now. To hang on to one of those playoff berths. And in fact, they're outside the picture right now. And while management, obviously, they don't want to go and sacrifice their futures, for a quick fix. They would want to get somebody in who's got term on their contract who can help them now and in the next season. But I think that's what they're going to be looking for. They want to bring in more size, obviously up front. And they could probably use another depth defenseman as well, so one of those two. But instead of looking for just prospects or draft picks, they could be looking for a player to help them out.
Yeah, they're one of those weird bubble teams that shouldn't be a bubble team by all intents and purposes. So it's kind of weird area for them. And just like, what do we do? Do we actually go for it now, or do we wait for a little bit? Who can help us now? Who can help us later? I mean, I don't envy the position that Brad Treliving's in right now.
Oh no, and the whole reason why he's kind of had this shift, because all season long he said that he didn't want to sacrifice his futures for a quick fix, didn't want to do anything like that. But lately, I mean, he's seen how hard his players are they're just giving their all right now, and he wants to give them something back to say, look, I believe in you guys. I'm going to try and bring a player in who can help you out here. So, the dynamic has shifted a little bit. Now, again, he's, I don't see him going after a guy like, say, Chris Stewart, who's just, would just be a rental player. He said all along he doesn't want a rental player. He wants somebody who can help them now and for the future. That's not going to be an easy thing to find, but it's not impossible. If you maybe shop around, there are some playoff or maybe some non-contenders that looking to shed a bit of cap space. Maybe you contact the Philadelphia Flyers, see what they've got going on. Maybe you check with the Dallas Stars. They're starting to fade fast in the West. Maybe you see if they've got somebody there that you can bring aboard. But maybe a move like that if you offer them up Curtis Glencross.
The problem with the Flyers, though, is they're always going to try to pawn you off on that Vinny Lecavalier deal. They're always listen. We don't got what you're looking for, but we got this great.
Yeah, it begins and ends with Vinny, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's like, no, stop calling me, Ron. I don't need these. No, listen. You give me a Boston pizza, I'll give you a little big Cavier. I should do that. Give me a heart-shaped pizza and a team pitcher, and we'll give you Le Cavier. Ron, I don't think that's CBA compliant. Give me a pitcher and the pizza. Just give me the pitcher and the pizza.
The bitch's Jello pudding.
Oh, that's an unwarranted impression.
Jello pudding.
Stop forcing that impression on us, Lyle.
Potent portable. Slow it down there, you Jello pudding.
Who's calling me? Is this CAA? No. All right, cool. It's not Canada Revenue saying, hey, you can direct deposit and scare the shit out of me thinking I owe taxes. That's the weird part about. Lyle, do you have to file American taxes?
No.
God damn it.
No, I don't.
It's just me. I gotta file American taxes every year. It's a son of a bitch.
How come?
Because I'm still a citizen, apparently. It's just like, why?
Do that, by the way.
Yeah, but I don't live there.
Yeah,
I
don't understand that. Like, how come you pay taxes? Okay, you're dual citizen, but you don't live there. You haven't lived there for how many years?
For a decade now.
Yeah. Why are you paying taxes?
I don't know, because they want to.
But America deserves what you make.
But they gave me $400 a year ago.
How much are you having to pay them if you don't mind my asking?
Nothing. It's really just it's a push.
It's just
If
a
I don't-
formality.
Yeah.
Basically, they're like, we want to make sure that you're still alive and you're still a citizen. So
Pretty much. It's
Your
just
tax.
like, and like I get jury duty stuff sent to my house. I'm like, I can't fly down there for a speeding case. Jesus, people. So I gotta file tax. It's always a push, except for a couple years back when Obama gave us like $400 because you're employed. So I'm like, all right, I got $400 check from America, so that's good. So,
It's too bad you couldn't have gotten it now. That'd be a $550 check.
man, oh man, Lyle, it's so great. I got $150 back, brought back from the States with me. I'm gonna turn that into $400 just by giving it to the teller. Like I'm not even invested or anything like that.
Oh,
the
man.
Canadian dollar is shite. So I can make
Oh,
it
it's
profit.
wonderful. I'm loving this. Every time I check the on the news, and they always show, and here's the closing numbers today at Wall Street, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah. There's only two numbers I'm interested in. Get to the price of oil and get to the value of the Canadian dollar, because they're both tied, and one drops, so goes the other. I just sit there, and every day when that comes up, I sit there like Montgomery Burns going, "Keep dropping, my pets.
Lyle, after he sees that, Lyle puts on Timber by Kesha and Pitbull, just for the hook, because it's always going down, and he's yelling Timber. You've got to dance.
Oh, you kids and your funny, weird, strange music. Yada. Get off my lawn. Anyway.
Well, hey, man, look, the draft this year, we're going down to Pitbull's territory, man, Mr. 305, Florida. It's gonna
I'm
be a
assuming
good
that's a
time.
thing. I don't know.
I don't know either. He just says it every song, and I'm just like, okay, you're Mr. Worldwide. You're hawking Dr. Pepper. We get it. You're a guy. We understand Pitbull. These things happen. Speaking of Pitbull, who's going to be in the cage to get guys like James Wisniewski and Joffrey Lupul, as they both seem to be on the mark, on the move before Monday's deadline, especially Joffrey Lupul, who's already packed up, ready to go. He's waiting for the call.
Yeah, he could be waiting a while. Yeah, there's all kinds of crap flying around about Joffrey Lupul. There was, nonsense saying, oh, the Canadians and Penguins and Bruins are in a three-way race to get Joffrey Lupul. A three-way race to run away from him. This is a guy carrying $5.25 million for 3 more seasons with a long history of injuries. That is an expensive gamble to take, my friends. I will be very surprised if anybody takes a flyer on Joffrey Lupul at the trade deadline. James Wisniewski, on the other hand, kind of an interesting situation. The Blue Jackets asked him for a list of teams that he would prefer to be dealt to. But an interesting report came out today that apparently every team on that list was a team that had no cap space.
Yeah.
That had limited cap space, or that just weren't going to have any interest in him or anything like that. And all I could think of was just, well played, Mr. Wisniewski, well played. He's like, sure, I got your list right here.
I'll
Chicago
give you a list.
Blackhawks.
I'll give you a list, but it ain't gonna help you none.
Yeah, Philadelphia Flyers. The hell, these guys can't afford you. Hey.
The Hartford Whalers. That's not even a team anymore.
5.5 mil a season. Oh yeah. So no, they're not going to take him on. Of course not. They can't afford to. That's just like, that was brilliant. What a great way to get your point across that I do not want to be traded.
Tell you what, though, it's
Though that could backfire. Wouldn't that'd be fabulous if it backfired on him? The Philadelphia Flyers turned around and actually did a swap somehow, and he wound up with the Flyers. Hey, you said you'd go to the Flyers.
exactly. And, how many years does he have left in this deal?
2 more years left. 5.5 mil per season. 5 mil next season, and then the final year it drops to 3 mil in actual salary. But
Kane's on LTIR, so the Blackhawks do have that space now.
yeah, but they're looking for short term, not long term. They can't afford to take on any salary beyond this season. So
That's true.
yeah. Well, listen, they could trade for him and then try and gamble and trade him, trade him away in the summertime or trade somebody else away. But then at the end of the day, they still need to move players. So I guess bang goes that theory.
Well, yeah. Well, it's always fun.
I just wish Paul Holmgren was still GM of the Flyers, because that deal would go down. He would find a way to make it happen.
Like Javier for Wisniewski, done.
Done and done. We're out of here.
It
would.
Like,
Oh man, I would love if Ron Hextall would just channel his inner Paul Holmgren for just 5 minutes and go, sure, we'll do that. You take Vinny, we'll take Wisniewski. He says he wants to come here, we'll fix that smart ass. There we go.
senior advisor. Still around. He's kicking around.
Yeah.
He put that bug in Hextall's
He's sitting there knocking on the door, and Hexy's like, trying to pretend he's not in his office. Go, I know you're in there, Hexy. Come on, Hextall. Come on, Hextall. Lecavalier for Wisniewski. Get it done.
I'm not here. No, let me pledge.
There is nobody home.
Let me pledge.
Nobody home.
Oh, kids in the hall. What guys?
Letting you out. Anyway,
Look, of all this talk, I don't think Chris Stewart's gonna get traded. I really don't think Chris Stewart's getting traded. For some reason, he's been rumored for the past 8.5 months.
Yep.
And I don't think he's getting moved. I don't know why. I just have this feeling that he's not going to get moved. Are there any more guys like that who's just rumors are so strong that nothing's going to happen in the end?
Oh man. Well, I honestly, I think Stewart's pretty much got the lock on that right now. You could make a case that maybe Jeff Petrie might not get moved by the Oilers because he's been in the rumor mill really since the start of the season.
And they're looking to re-sign him too.
I know. That's so sad. That shows how bad it is. You knew he wasn't going to re-sign, and they're like, no, one more time, please don't leave. It was so sad. But no, I think Chris Stewart. Well, and I saw an interesting thing today from Craig Custance of ESPN. He was saying that the latest he heard was all the Sabres wanted was just a B+ prospect for Chris Stewart. It wasn't this big asking price that we'd heard before. And I'm like, okay, well that means one of two things. Then either the Sabres have lowered their asking price because originally it was first round pick and a top prospect. So they either have dramatically lowered their asking price, or maybe they just can't give him away, period. Maybe he's just not as valuable as everybody thought that he was going to be on the trade market,
We don't need him anymore.
Yes, other players have come into the mix, but thank you for your application.
Exactly, thank you for your...
No, thank you. Thanks for playing. No, don't call us. We'll call you.
Don't call us, we won't call you. Have fun.
Yeah, that's quite.
So yeah, that's what I think. Chris Stewart's not going to be moved. I don't know why. It's just a hunch. Just one of those things where I'm just like.
What do you guys think? Scotty and I've been babbling away here. What do you guys think, Mark, Johnny?
I
agree. You didn't think I was watching, did you? I saw you yawning, you SOB.
I was
currently
yelling at the
watching,
television screen because the Penguins had scored.
I was currently watching Braden Hope save in the first period.
And then Wingo Wango. Yep. Crosby with the seeing eye shot scores.
They scored again?
Crosby with the seeing eye shot walks out from the sidewall. Idiots! He walked out from the boards, and right on the dot. 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
It was 2-0. Then it was 2-1, and now it's 3-1. Crosby with the seeing eye shot.
So much talk about the Caps dominating the Penguins. So boys, what do you think of this trade deadline? Let's go ahead, look ahead to the future. We got 5 days? I'm looking.
Yeah.
I said that it was ruined 2 weeks ago.
You did. You said it was ruined when the Tyler Myers and Evander Kane trade happened, John.
Yes.
Yeah, and you were
much
right.
Going on Monday.
Yeah, and you were right. I mean, that would have been a mind-blowing trade. That would have been like the icing on the cake for trade deadline if that had happened then. But yeah, you're not going to see another mega deal like that at trade deadline. And look at the guys that have been moving out since. I mean, Sekera, as I said, was one of the best defensemen available in the market. He's gone now. Yuri Tulusi's gone. Winnick's been traded. Cody Franson and Mike Santorelli gone. I mean, I saw on my Twitter feed today somebody saying, so what's TSN Trade Center going to do? And somebody responded, karaoke? because that's what we could be watching.
Like last year was a bad trade deadline as well.
No, are you kidding?
was it
Last
last
year
year or
was
2 years ago?
fantastic. 2 years ago was the
There it
bad
is.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
except for the Philip Forsberg for Erat trade. That was the one. That was the only thing that made
was
everybody.
a really, really bad trade deadline.
Yeah, and that's why. It was because that trade was so bad, it woke everybody up. Everybody was like, okay, and here's all these mindless, they're getting dumping salary. Wait, what? You know, like, no, that can't be right. Did somebody drug George McPhee? What the hell? But that was the only notable deal that happened at trade deadline 2 years ago. And yeah, you're right. We could be looking at another deadline this year. You know,
Looking back on that, though, the Caps might have traded Forsberg so that Trotz could come.
method to the madness. I see.
Mm.
Maybe they were just working with Poyle at that point.
But wait, okay. How does
just
this
adding on to
conspiracy
Poyle.
theory work? Yeah, I was gonna say, but wait a minute. How does that work? He gets Forsberg and then he leaves. I don't want to be on any team with anyone named Forsberg. I'm out of here.
He's already done it once.
What happened was
Excellent point. Touche.
What happened was the Caps got Martin Erat
Yeah.
and Barry Trotz for Philip Forsberg and a second-round pick. When you put it that way,
That's
it's
what
pretty
that's what you think it is. It was actually that was the future considerations.
good. Yeah.
It was.
Future considerations. Yes, and we consider and he said yes, and I consider my future to be in Washington. And then he smoked a cigarette for some reason. I don't know why.
Exactly. I don't know why I'm here with this. It's really. Oh, that Carolina goodness.
I'm in flavor country. But anyway.
Mashed taters. I don't know where that went to.
And I'm a good one to talk. I smoked off and on for 15 years. I don't know why I'm talking like I am. But I haven't in 12, so there you go.
I only smoked cigars at the draft, and when I look in the mirror, I'm smoking right now. Come on, baby. Look at all this.
Yeah.
Look at all this, baby. Dusty Rhodes.
Shout out.
Just for no reason. Shout out.
Shout out to the American Dream. American Dream, Dustin Rhodes.
It was funny. They did a thing on before the pay-per-view. Followed Dustin Rhodes / Gold Dust on his backstage and preparing for the event and everything. And they had him walking with his dad, Dusty. And Gold Dust asked him a question. He's like, so what are trying to keep kayfabe. So what do you think is going on? He's like, I saw, you're both my sons right there. And the American Dream, I was out there. I did some things out there, baby, and just walking out there. But Cody's going to be okay. But you was the American Dream. You both brothers and things. Look, what the hell was that, Dustin? I didn't think a goddamn bit of sense. Didn't answer you may have answered the question because Dustin's been around you for so long.
Dustin knew exactly what he was talking about, yeah.
Dusty's looking. I think maybe it's old age, but he's looking pretty thin there. He doesn't.
He's dropped a ton of weight, man. Like seriously, he's half a dream now.
Oh well, things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen. When the dollar goes down, Lyle, the dream starts to go in half, and
Yeah, the $6 million man's only worth like $250 now.
You only worth $250.
He's doing podcasts.
Only worth $250.
$6 million man, Steve Austin. So
Good
good times. Good times. We got any more ranting and raving from you?
Oh no, I'm done. My ranting gets raved.
Hey,
I know.
Brady, I want to get your take on this. The Eric Lindros lawsuit. How great was that?
Oh, that made my day. I was so busy, and I saw that come over the wire today, and I just burst out laughing. I was just like, oh, come on, really? He said bad things to me. He said bad things about me. I'm going to sue him. He did bad things to me. Like, oh, for God's sake, come on.
Like, I heard that poster ripping story for years.
That's been around for years, for God's sake. It's just like, dude, maybe caught you on a bad day or whatever, but, whatever. Just, suck it up and get over with. I mean, we all say and do things sometimes we end up regretting, but geez, you don't run around and sue people because they keep telling the story about how you were an asshole one day. So what?
Eric Lindros ran out of money, didn't he?
Yeah.
Lyle, I think you're a jerk.
I'm going to sue you in 10 years' time.
This is international.
As this story gets around, and I keep hearing, over the years that, Mark Patanzo said you're a jerk. Well, Mark said you're a jerk. You know what? John Leahy will totally screw it up and say that Johnny said I was a jerk.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and then you're suing both of us.
Here's the thing. Don't make Leahy a witness. He goes to the stand. He goes,
Patanzo.
It'll be Lyle versus Patanzo, in parentheses, one of them.
Exactly. Why can't he tell you two apart? I have no problem telling you two apart.
My thing is this. I want the Patanzos to commit a crime, and then have Leahy as a witness, and ask him under oath, like, who did this and who was it, and then he'll point to the wrong one and you get off scot-free.
Yeah, but he'll end up pointing to Brian Giunta.
Well, then you're fine, and Giunta doesn't have the same buffer.
There you go.
And
then he's in a world of hurt because he pointed at Brian Giunta. So there you go.
Yeah, I don't understand how he gets confused.
And I don't think he really gets confused anymore. I think it's just an on-running gag.
I think it's
even
beforehand.
It's a good gag. I mean,
Yeah, it's a great gag,
fun.
but even beforehand, how could you tell? Like, it's easy to tell you two apart.
Well, the reason that it started was because Mark was at a hockey game and Leahy texted me to ask where I was.
Yep.
So I sent Mark to where Leahy was.
And that's what started the confusion, is that you didn't correct Leahy right off the bat.
True story.
You didn't say
I ran with it, and I saw this as an opportunity for comedic gold.
Beautiful. You know what? Perfect. The way you do it.
There you go.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You know what we do? This is how we do.
This is how we do it.
2 weeks worth of AHL Pick'em hockey.
Oh my God, this could be ugly, folks.
I'm the winner. I am the winner, and I've got a championship belt on the wall to say so.
And a really cool Tony Esposito poster.
Hey,
I'm still admiring that Tony O poster, my friend.
It's actually from a store in Minnesota. I learned the story of this last week. It's from a store in Minnesota. It was a birthday present a couple years back, and yeah, Jen found that at the store. It's really cool. She's like, yeah, I'm going to get this regardless of who's with me. I'm like, all right, cool, have fun. And she did, and here we are.
And there you are.
Johnny came in second with 23 goals.
Hey, look at Johnny go.
I'm screwing things up.
Lyle in third
I'm
with
used
19.
to tanking.
Man, third. Oh.
And then Mark with 13 for the Iowa Wild. For the year, Lyle's up 163. I'm at 160. Johnny's at 149. Mark at 136. So
right where I planned.
Mark is in a big way. He's got a nice little, if I do quick math right here, I'd fail completely, 13-point cushion ahead of himself. And now this week we're going to the ECHL, not the East Coast League, which everyone calls the East Coast League. It's not the East Coast League. It's just an abbreviation.
It's the ECHL.
It's just an acronym, ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, excuse me.
Jesus, Lyle, we're not boring you too much here with these picks. So we start off with.
I'm tired. I've had a busy day. Give me a break.
Oh, what are you doing? We're doing grades? Oh, wait, you are.
Yeah.
Mark, you're the first pick in this ECHL pick.
I'm going to go with the Indy, give me fuel, give me fire. Give me that which I desire.
Ooh.
They're not that good, are they?
No, actually, they've been on quite the run. Their expansion.
Have they been on fire, would you say?
Come on, don't ask
went on
me
a,
for fire.
They went on a 14 night.
Settle down there, Yosemite Sam.
They're like 16 out of 20. And they've been on quite the run. They've made their way up to a playoff position as an expansion team, which is pretty good. And their coach is the guy who made this whole thing work together. So Scott Hillman getting the job done with Matt Caruth in that.
Why do I know that name, Scott Hillman?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Quick aside. I'll Google it later.
Look that up when you go ahead and make your pick.
Oh yeah, because I came Thoid. Okay. Let's see. I am going to stick with the wrestling theme, and I am going for the Allen Real Americans.
Nice. Another good team. One of the top ones in the thing. Hillman played at the University of Windsor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's where you've known him.
No,
He played in the Roller Hockey International with the Buffalo Wings.
definitely
I don't
not.
think that's not where you knew him.
No.
He played in the Central League and the Western Professional League, and also for Uberliga over in Germany.
Maybe in the Western League. I don't know.
I
Just
bet
the
they,
name
uh,
is there.
Western Professional League. So he played for the El Paso.
Oh, okay, then no.
Jacks. Yeah. I don't know where you know him otherwise. It's Lyle.
No, it could be just the last name, Hillman. Could be that.
Yeah.
Larry
Like the
Hillman.
mayonnaise.
Yeah.
There we go. That's-
Hey, I'm gonna shut up now because I got a good shirt idea. John, you're up. I almost called you Mark. I was late.
I mentioned that.
I was late.
You almost pulled a Leahy.
Almost did a Leahy.
I think that I'm just gonna. All I did was look at team names this week
Perfect.
instead of looking at how the standings are.
Yeah, wait, we're supposed to look at standings when we do this? I always look at the team names.
I am gonna go with the Trenton. Remember the Titans.
Johnny, they're no longer a team.
Yes! Do I get 0?
So you will get 0 unless you want to make another pick.
Damn it.
Take another pick.
That sucks. The San Francisco, it has to be your Bulls.
Okay, Johnny, they're not a team. You're over for 2, buddy.
What is hold on?
They
Let me,
pulled up mid-season last year.
let me find the standings.
Go to
ECHO website.
You're in the wrong one, my friend. Oh.
Jeez, do what I do. Rely on Wikipedia.
Wikipedia probably knows more than the damn website.
You probably got an old version of the website.
I think so, yeah.
I got old version.
Yeah, oldversions.com.
Oldvirgins.com.
Old versions. Yeah.
Bring that trope back up.
I'll take the Quad City DJs.
All right, that's a good one.
Yay!
Third
Got-
time's a charm.
Got one that exists.
All right. Considering they scored 12.
That is a diss to the ECHL. Update your damn website.
Yeah. I'm since they scored 12 goals on Sunday, and I still have faith in them. I'm gonna pick the Toledo to the windows to the walleye.
There you go.
So there we go. To Toledo to the windows to the walleye. Shout out Little John.
That's good.
Not you, Little John, but Little
Oh.
John.
Sorry.
So there we go. All right, Lyle, get yourself some rest. You got a big day the next 5 days.
Yes.
And
Yes.
when we come back on Purim begins at sundown next Wednesday.
I will be heavily medicated, so.
Perfect. We will have you Purim about these trades that may or may not happen.
Yeah, this year's trade deadline, I don't know.
Dominoes fell a little too early.
Yeah, well, if for nothing else, we could enjoy watching TSN Trade Center karaoke. There you go.
Thank goodness, great. Yeah, because I'm not watching Boston Pizza Frat Party on Sports.
Oh hell no! I want to see Bob McKenzie sing "Rock You Like a Hurricane." That's what I want to see, my friends.
Oh please, he's singing any Neil Diamond.
Oh.
You know that for sure.
Absolutely.
Aaron Ward's gonna sing "Rock You Like a Hurricane" because
Yeah,
he played
and-
for him.
Yep, and Bob McKenzie will sing Neil Diamond. The collection of a Neil Diamond medley.
It's gonna be great. Good times had by all. Lyle, thanks a lot. We will talk to you next Wednesday when it's all said and done. Good luck. Godspeed.
Yes.
Have a good
luck,
week,
Lyle.
guys. Take care.
Yeah, there he goes. Robertson,
See you,
SpectreShockey.net,
Lyle.
HockeyNews.com, PEI Guardian, Edward Island Guardian, Edward Wasilewski. What? Johnny, shoutouts.
Screw you, ECHL website.
Screw you, taxpayer.
What else?
I know you have a couple of disses.
I have a shout out to being in the city all weekend. That was fun, being able to walk around and not have to drive anywhere and get drunk. Shout out to Daniel Bryan. He seems like a cool guy. And Brie Bella. He's married to Brie Bella. That's awesome. Or unless that didn't occur, and I could be way off still.
No, you're right. You're
You know,
absolutely
maybe that didn't happen either. Maybe
no,
they.
that's not.
Maybe
fake.
that's a defunct team.
It's a defunct team. It's a kayfabe marriage. It's all good.
Yeah, a diss to Atlanta. Just because.
Hold on, let's not diss the entire Dirty South.
Okay, a diss to Atlanta Airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with that.
Take that, Atlanta
You
Airport.
don't
Never
want
been
Nelly
there.
coming. Oh no, Nelly's St.
St.
Louis. You don't
Louis.
want Ludacris coming after you.
Yeah, dude. What's he
well,
got
I
in
mean-
that? What's he
yeah.
got in that bag? You don't know.
That's true. It's just dog poop set on fire. I'm out.
By the way, Radio's Todd Butts agrees with you. The Atlanta airport is bullshit. So
Wow,
got a
nice.
good endorsement.
That's good.
Mark with a C.
Give a shout out to Lynn and Frank coming down and go out to dinner with Brittany and I on Sunday night. That was good times. Helped Dad fix his computer. He needed a new DVD burner on that bad boy. I didn't realize that people still use those.
Yeah, you should see the email that he sent this afternoon.
Oh, I got one similar
not
to that.
So
Here's my thing. Did his car break down and you had to go like jump his car as well?
No. Mm-mm.
It's not like a
No, I got that email also, John. We just had to buy him a SATA to IDE adapter. That's all.
okay, good.
So we're good. I got it on Amazon. Prime's hooking it up. It'll be there Friday. I know you were worried.
Yeah, I was.
That's really about it. I don't really have anything else going on. Shout out to Steve Mitchell. His birthday was yesterday, so shout out to him. That's it. I'm done.
All right. Shout out to Minneapolis Airport because I actually like that thing. Shout out Delta. Diss to Fat Lips. Diss to Sum 41.
Fat Lips would suck as a hockey player.
That would be bad, but it's I don't know. It seems like something that would happen if you fight a lot or if you get a puck in the face.
Oh no, I was talking about Lips gaining weight.
Oh yeah, no. Shout out Louis. Shout out Lips. Shout out to every. You know what? I don't think Louis and Lips can get fat. Like combined, like if they combine their weight, I think that would be still 150 pounds. They're both thin. Yeah, that's it. That's all. I really got nothing else. Diss to time card systems, and there we go. That's it. That's all. For Johnny P. Mark with the C, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. Has been Face Off Hockey Show on faceoffhockeyshow.com. It's also our Tumblr. Also check us out on Facebook at FOHS Radio and on Twitter, FaceOffHCKY Show. But until next week, when we will talk to you, probably from the same positions, post-trade deadline. Good times had by all. Till then, peace.
Yeah, see ya. Woohoo!
That'll hold those little SOBs. I tell you, every single time, the little SOBs, they think they get one up on us, and they don't. And it's just like we do this whole thing, and Scotty's in Calgary, Laos and Pia. We're all in the same house. We all live in the same house together in Utah. And that's the funny thing about this whole far. Wait, we're still, oh shit,